Listen, we got to discuss breaking news involving Liangelo Ball, G3G Honcho. Now, listen, there's a whole lot of things going on with Cameron. Listen, we all know Cam and Mace got the show. It is what it is. They touch on a various different array of different topics, and Jello, happened to pop up. So it's kind of crazy because basically these two I wouldn't say they having any type of crazy back and forth because the media, they'll like to do this, they'll like to do that, but I just think it's a little bit of misunderstanding here. Clearly, when you analyze what both parties had to say, when you dig deep into it, Jello at the end of the day is saying, y'all really don't know my story for real. You understand? When you go listen to Cameron through all the stuff that he's saying, he says he doesn't really know about Liangelo. So I think that's where, these two, I hope they can come to some common ground. And I hope Cam, Mace, they do their due diligence and get the backstory on Liangelo Ball. Number one, Cameron called Lavar Ball the CEO of Big Baller Brand, a marketing master. You understand? These words, are truly remarkable. And to be honest with you, he's definitely, due of that honor, and LeVar don't get enough credit, for the things that he's done and that he's still doing. LeVar Ball, if you've been living under a rock, ladies and gentlemen, is still growing Big Baller Brand, not only domestically, but globally. This man was on a world tour, several, in the past couple of months. We all know he's expanded out in Mexico ever since Liangelo Ball was there, and we'll get to that shortly. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. Listen, like I said, Cam has to get a better understanding of the story of Liangelo Ball, because Liangelo Ball was a complete phenom. You understand, a high school prodigy. You understand, up there in Chino Hills. Point blank period. This man was destined for success at the pro level. It was evident. Liangelo Ball, like I said, just bucket after bucket, and he ended up leading them to a state championship, helping them lead, along with his brothers. Is a reason why, that high school basketball team in the Chino Hills, squad is ranked up there with some of the best, teams in high school basketball history. When you start to rank them up there, you look at any list, you're going to see them top five, maybe it's top three, top two. Go do your homework on what Liangelo Ball did. You understand? Clearly, the sunglasses came up. Listen, LeVar Ball will be the first one to tell you, that clearly they had to navigate through that situation. It was a rough, nasty situation there. LeVar Ball said he had boots on the ground. That's another thing that people are not pointing out. We got to go back and do our homework at what happened over there. But UCLA, and they did what they did, at the end of the day, and it ended up costing them LaMelo Ball. UCLA was going to be the pipeline to the NBA for Big Baller Brand, and I'm pretty sure many other talents, not only the Ball brothers, and somewhere down the line things went left, and then when basically after that happened up there, where they suspended him indefinitely, LeVar Ball had to pull him out because, at the end of the day, it's a main goal here. A lot of people might not agree to this and that. Look at what's happened with LaMelo Ball. You understand, his transition was different, and Liangelo Ball made it to, the NBA. Though let's not make no mistake about the situation, and when he was out in Greensboro, he was done a complete disservice. It was a mess. And pardon me, Jello stated that. He said how he was out there hooping, and is some things going on with the higher ups that you just can't control. You're not gonna tell me You know, listen, I was watching every last one of those Greensboro Swarm games. You know, understand? I mean, I had to sit back in the misery of the crutches of the world, and even when we might be moving too fast with the Greensboro Swarm. You know, when Jello made it to summer league, where he just went ape. You know, we got to go back and look. I hate that we got to go down memory lane, but like Cameron said, and shout out to Harlem. You already know what it is Long Island in the building. Shout out everybody rocking with the 516. We all know we be out in Harlem all crazy. Shout out to everybody on 155th Polo. Shout out to, I got a lot of family in Harlem. You understand? It's crazy. To be honest with you, man, this is a crazy situation, because when he was in the summer league going wild, he had to deal with the book knights of the world. This the guys that was on this. This is what I'm trying to tell you, that it's some things. Not only were there things going on the higher ups, but things were going on at the lower level. You understand, where the guys he was on the floor with, they're not even on the roster right now for the Charlotte Hornets. Do I need to go down the list? Because when Jello was there, he was just balling, and clearly the offense and plays should have been designed for him, but for some reason it wasn't the case. But nonetheless, Jello, would have been perfect with the Charlotte Hornets, but Book Knight had other plans. You had the JT Thors of the world, who are no longer there with us. Mark Williams was even to play with him. That was the year later. Now Mark Williams can't stay healthy. And the list goes on of the people. I don't even want to get the Bryce McGowans, and these are the people that he had to deal with. All of these guys, do you think that they had Jello's interests at heart? Do you really think they was trying to play the game the right way? Or do you think that these guys who are, were drafted and basically on their way out the door, or you think they are looking to play the right way? No, they're looking to play their way. And Jello ended up in that tornado. You understand? And like I said, Jello ended up going, he had to take a step and a leap of faith. I applaud him for not continuing with the Greensboro Swarm, because it would have just been running in place. It was definitely just would have been a situation where he just would have had a jersey on saying he plays for the NBA G League. At the end of the day, it's more than that. He took his talents out to Mexico. He did a lot of big things for the SIBA Copa. Not only did he bring, Big Baller Brand and the whole nine, but he brought a magnifying glass to the SIBA Copa. The ESPN, was going to broadcast, the games out there for the SIBA Copa, for the Astros. So listen, Jello, and this is my advice to Liangelo. If I'm Jello, you understand, listen, I'm really seriously considering just playing anywhere at this point. I understand we're looking for the G League, but go to Taiwan, go anywhere. Jello has already proven with the SIBA Copa that wherever he goes, the cameras, the media attention, the NBA scouts will follow. And that's something that Cam, Mace, and these guys, that's not a laughing matter. You understand? Big Baller Brand brings serious revenue. You understand? Point blank, period. And when we discussing Big Baller Brand, it's not just Lavar Ball. We all know he's the face, the head, the CEO, pause, but Jello did a lot, pushing Big Baller Brand forward, and he still does a lot of things, and he is working tirelessly to get back, in position, point blank. Is Jello accountable for some things? Absolutely. We're not here to erase accountability, but at the end of the day, we gotta acknowledge the truth, and the truth is Jello was done a complete disservice. Listen, we're going to be going live. It's opening night. It's Flight Sports. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. Peace and love.